guys, welcome to Let Me Tell Ya. I've been dying to tell you this episode. Just this story is just so, it was so impactful for me at the time. I am exhausted, just to warn you all. So I'm gonna do my best to give you all my energy for this story, but I'm t-shirt, jeans. I didn't do my makeup for you though. You're welcome. But I'm just so tired because I've been moving. As you can see, my background's a little different because all my books are off of my bookshelf because I've been packing all weekend. But I was so excited to sit down and film this story for you guys because it's a doozy. Like I've said in the past, it's a doozy. So since I'm just so exhausted, I'm very happy I'm filming this kind of video today to Let Me Tell You, because there's so much more chill, laid back, and I can just tell you my story. So let's get going. So this story is about a guy that I am calling Daniel. He's an interesting story. He was a very big obsession of mine. Not like a lot of the guys I've talked to you about have been, but he was a little extra. Let's just start from the very, very beginning, which was the very first day of 8th grade. So now I'm 13, almost 14. So I go into class, I don't even remember what class now, and there's a boy sitting in front of me, and we have assigned seating, and there's this boy sitting in front of me. And I see his name on the screen is Daniel. He has red hair, he's total skater, he has skater hair. I think you've probably noticed from my stories that I was into the skater boys, that was my thing. And he was definitely dressed like a skater. He had the t-shirt and the skater, bigger jeans. I thought he was I thought he was so cute. And it was instant for me, heart pounding, whoa, who is this? And I can't exactly explain. Looking back, I think it was more of the je ne sais quoi he was putting off than it was his looks. I don't know. I think it was probably more about his attitude. He had a very, very laid back, nothing bother him, very chill, very cool attitude about him. I don't know what it was, there was just something about him. So the first day of school goes by, and then the second day of school comes and we have this class again. And I've already kind of made friends with this girl behind me who let's call her Regina. Like Regina George, yeah. So Regina, I told her, she sat behind me and Daniel sat in front of me. And the second day of school, I basically turn around to Regina and referring to Daniel, I'm just confessing my love about Daniel. So I turn around and I'm like, oh my gosh, Regina, I like someone. And she's like, who? And I'm like, Daniel. And she's like, Daniel's effing hot. But she actually said the word. She was just so cool. She leans over in her chair, her the thong is poking out. 13 years old. Yeah, Daniel's effing hot. And I'm like, okay, good. At least I have some validation from the cool girl. That was kind of the first thing. And I found out that Daniel was in choir with me, and I was so flippin' excited. We kind of started building a friendship from that. We would sit next to each other in choir every single day, and talk to each other and flirt a little bit, what I kind of considered flirting. And holy moly, it was one of those things where all I could do all day long was wait for the classes I had him in. I had him in 3 classes, and whenever those classes were coming up, I remember just that heart pounding, sweating, just so excited because I'm gonna see Daniel in the next class. And just that feeling, that just when you're young, that really exciting new feeling you get when you really like someone. And so I was just so excited. I remember things started to grow a little bit, and I remember we would do a little bit of flirting. He would be I would do something really goofy because I was a total goofball then, and I'm kind of a total goofball now too, to be honest with you. And he would do this thing. I don't think I can quite do it justice the way he did it, but it was just
you weirdo.
That was horrible. If you could see it in my head, that was horrible. It was just you weirdo. Just forget it. Basically, whenever he did that, what I actually heard was, Ellie, you're so adorable, marry me. Yeah, so like that friendship kept growing, and I mean, there's not much more to say about it other than like, that was what it was. Like, I got obsessed to see him in every class that I saw him in. I started writing songs about him. It was just ridiculous. It grew quite a bit. And I had a diary that I wrote about him in. I don't know what possessed me, but I decided to bring my diary to school. Don't ever bring your diary to school. Ever. Don't do it. And my story should explain to you why you should never bring your diary to school. Okay? Just don't do it. My diary was in my bag, in my backpack. I didn't tell anybody it was there, but in the middle of this class that we had, including him, let me tell you a little bit about this class. I sat in the group of girls that were all very cool, popular girls. One of them was Regina. So we might as well call them Regina, Gretchen, and Karen. And I was Katie, essentially. So I sat at this table with these girls. I find out later that they didn't really like me. They just wanted to copy my work because I was a good student. That stuff really happens, okay? So I go to lunch because lunch was in the middle of this period. And I come back and I'm just minding my own business. Like, I go sit at my desk, I'm getting ready for class to start again, and then all of a sudden I start hearing some words. They kind of start clicking in my head, what words I'm hearing right now. And it is someone saying words like, I really love Daniel, but I can't tell if he likes me or not. Why doesn't he like me? What am I doing wrong? Something along those lines. Yeah, they were reading my diary. Yeah, there was one of those girls. It might have been a boy, I honestly don't remember. Again, one of those things that I kind of blocked and I'm kind of glad about it. Was reading my diary out loud. To the entire class. Yeah. And guess who was there? Daniel. Daniel was right there. Sure was. Sure was. Daniel's basically Aaron Samuels in this situation, other than the fact that he never dated Regina. So apparently they had found it on the bookshelf. I still do not know to this day who took it out of my backpack and put it on the bookshelf. But my poor little diary was found on the bookshelf and read out loud to the class my entrances about Daniel. Do you think Daniel liked me after that? Not really. Not really. Definitely never bring your diary to school. I think that's a pretty big no-no. Yeah. You know how boys are kind of stupid, you know, because they are? That kind of cued Daniel into the fact that I was like obsessed with him. So guess who backed off? Yeah, Daniel did. Big time. I need to back up a little bit. So before all of that happened with the diary, I remember being really unsure if Daniel liked me or not. Like, I thought maybe he did, but I wasn't really sure. So I asked him. I just flat out asked him, do you like me? You know what he said to me? I really think I should have been more clear, because his answer was, I wouldn't sit next to you in choir if I didn't like you. I kind of took that to mean he liked me as a friend, but I didn't want to push it. But at the same time, it also made me really excited, thinking maybe he actually does. I don't know. So the diary incident happens, some more time goes by. Guess who stopped sitting next to me? Daniel stopped sitting next to me. I go into choir and my flippin' dreams are crushed. He's sitting across the room. On the other side. The complete other side of the room. I'm so freaked out by this that I literally go up to him and go, Daniel, you know, you said to me once that you wouldn't sit next to me if you didn't like me. Kind of hint, hint, why aren't you sitting next to me kind of thing, you know? His response to that was, you're a weirdo. Really? I go back to my seat. I mean, just... Come back. Come back, Daniel, come back. But I kind of did it to myself. I was so overly obsessive and so pushy. Like, back off, girl, back off. Kind of lost him with that. It's not like he never talked to me again. It was okay. It just, that kind of really ruined, I think, my chances with him. So time goes on, and there's this new girl at school. This girl comes to school. And this girl just moves on in, takes my best friend. Not completely, she was still friends with me, but she made it a triad, and those get awkward. They started doing things outside of school together, and I was kind of sheltered and didn't do a lot outside of school. So it just felt like I got kind of pushed out of that friendship circle. She also becomes his girlfriend, Daniel's girlfriend. She not only takes my best friend, she starts being Daniel's girlfriend. You know, I wasn't super confident in myself at the time, but you better believe that if the Pussycat Dolls existed yet, I would walk into class like...
Damn straight.
Oh, but alas, I did not have the confidence and instead just cried in my room by myself at night. That's really sad. You know, she pulled the whole, like, I'm so sorry, like, I didn't know that you really liked him, I didn't realize it was this much, like, I could break up with him if you want to, but I was never that type of person to be like, yes, absolutely, girl code, you should break up with him, girl. No, I was never like that. I was just kind of like, God, what am I supposed to do? Like, what if you're perfect for each other? I'm not gonna end that. So I just let it go. Well, eventually they actually did break up. It didn't matter. He still was not into me. So time keeps going by and Daniel announces that he's moving. I didn't want him to move. I liked him. I did not want him to move. So the time comes closer and then it's time. Daniel's moving. I decided, you know what? Even though things kind of went down in a weird, awkward way, I decided I'm just going to ask him to please, can I have his number so we can keep in touch? Like, let's just chat. At this time, kids that age did not have cell phones. That was not a thing. So it was like, use your parents' home phone to call the boy and hope that he's home. It wasn't even that long ago. And that's how it was. So I had to like get his phone number, like written on a piece of paper because there were cell phones, but kids didn't have cell phones yet. Like 13 and 14-year-olds did not have cell phones. And so he writes his number on a piece of paper for me. Okay. I remember at the time I wasn't doing very well in math, which is weird because I am actually pretty good at math. I'm actually really good at math. You're kind of bad at math. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if part of that is because I was really upset that he was leaving. Yeah, that changed relatively quickly. So I had to redo one of my math tests to try to get the grade up. And so that day was, I think, the day after he left, probably. And I told the mean girls at my table, you know, Regina, Gretchen, and Karen, that Daniel had given me his number to keep in touch with him. And they're like, oh, girl, sorry to break this to you, but that's not his actual number. I had a ton of people coming to tell me this. Like, all my girls from that class who knew Daniel in that class were confirming this to me. That was not his number. He gave you a fake number to humiliate you. I literally crumpled that up and threw it in a trash can at lunch. Goodbye. Don't care. Goodbye. After school that day, I see one of them. We'll say it's Karen. I see Karen after school right as I'm going to this math test. And she was just like, I am so sorry about Daniel. He never liked you. Not even as a friend. He really didn't like you. And I was so upset. And I was about to go retake a math test. I was so upset. I don't know how I did better on that math test than I did the original. But, so I've been told by all these girls that that was a fake phone number, that he never really liked me, even as a friend. In fact, he pretty much hated my guts. Is basically what these girls told me. I was heartbroken. But some time goes by, you get past things, and your attitude turns more into something like, really, I was very proud of myself. It really turned into that. I think once I realized how much he was playing me, even just like slightly emotionally, like, dude, stop leading a girl on. Clearly this girl has some seriously obsessive issues with you, and why would you even act like that? I was so over it. So I bet you're thinking at this point, well, is that the end of the story? He moved. Oh, I wish it was the end of the story, friends. Oh, I wish it was. So I had a friend who was doing the orientation for the incoming 7th graders at our junior high. I get a call from her that night, and she's just like, Ellie, yeah, Daniel's back. I met his little brother at orientation, and he told me that Daniel's coming back. I didn't even know what to do with myself. I just knew that I was going to see him, and when you hear something like this, you have these plans like, I have a lot of songs for this one, but man, this boy has a lot of songs dedicated to him, let me tell ya. Let me tell ya. First day of school goes by, and I did see him almost immediately, which was crazy. I saw him outside the school, and Daniel? What is going on here? He had bleach blonde hair, and his style was generally the same, but bleach blonde. And I was like, whoa, what the? But I saw him later in the day, walking past me in the hallway. We were literally walking right towards each other. And I was like, oh boy, here it goes. I feel my cheeks turning bright red. I'm walking past him, and all of a sudden I hear, bitch. Did he seriously just say that? I had no understanding of why he would say that to me, walking past me. But that entire year goes by, I don't talk to him. I just do my own thing. I was like, well, I have no idea what that was about. But that's it, I'm done. 10th grade comes around. So we're now a couple years later, a couple years after I met him. He went from this like skater dude to like boy band dude to completely gothic. I mean, like we're talking like the really wide black pants with zippers on them, black hair, black eyeliner. I mean, like he went gothic. I was not expecting that at all. And we took German together, and so I started to talk to him a little bit more, like he was still singing, and I was able to finally talk to him like a normal person and not feel like my heart was gonna come out my butt. And then I finally got up the nerve. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna talk to him about what happened. So I go up to him, and I'm like, Daniel, can I talk to you for a second? And he's like, yeah, sure. Like we were cool at this point. There was nothing, we weren't like good friends by any means, but we were pretty normal. And I go, okay, so you remember when you moved in 8th grade? That number you gave me, was it fake? His eyes got huge, like what? And I was like, well, that's what everybody said. They said it was fake and that you never liked me, not even as a friend. And he was like, Ellie, that was my number. And I truly did like you. That they are all a bunch of lying B-words. Friends, he was dead serious. You should have seen the look on his face. I have never been so shocked. Oh my gosh, I was livid. I went and stalked my old best friend. Now we weren't super close anymore, but I went and stalked her because she was one of the people who told me that. And I was like, excuse me, but you know how you told me that was not Daniel's number? Well, apparently it was, because I just talked to him about it, and I know he was telling me the truth. I could tell he was telling me the truth. And then she was like avoiding eye contact with me. She's like, I don't know, I just thought it was true. Like putting stuff in her locker. You could tell she was just avoiding the subject. I think this is honestly, you guys, classic case of really mean, truly mean girls bullying and messing with you for the sake of messing with you. And it's truly harmful. And please don't treat your friends like that. And if they're not your friends, you don't have to treat them like anything. Just don't be friends with them. You don't have to treat people like shit. Even though it's not a big deal, it was just a boy or whatever. I mean, like, getting real here for a second, you guys, don't treat people like that, because that truly did hurt me. And especially once I found out that it wasn't true, like, it sucked. I realized I was obsessive and like I was a little crazy, and I thought I've established this and I am not hiding that. But you don't need to treat your friends like that. Anyways, loosening up and getting back to the story. There's not much more to say. Basically, that just kind of, honestly, after I found that out, it gave me this wave of relief and release. Like, it didn't have to bother me anymore because it wasn't true. And it kind of gave me some insight into the little whisper that he gave me walking by. I guess he was truly expecting to hear from me. I have not talked to him since high school at all, but I just look back on that and I'm just like, wow, the way they treated me was just awful. And so that just kind of completes the story of Daniel. Like, it's nuts, right? And I'm really glad that with that story I was able to kind of just give a little bit of a PSA, so to speak, about bullying. Like, don't treat girls like that, or anybody like that. The treat others the way you want to be treated thing it's a vicious cycle. If you treat others like crap because they treated you like crap, it just perpetuates the cycle. Treat others the way you want to be treated. And then bring in the saying, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. So if you're not willing to treat someone nice because you're like, I just can't be nice to that person, then don't talk to them. It's that simple. Don't interact with that person. Now that that's done, thank you guys so much for watching Let Me Tell Ya. I had fun telling you guys that story. I've been dying to tell you guys that story, so I'm really glad that I finally got it out there. I hope you guys have a great week, and please bear with me. I should be posting my normal Saturday video, but I'm not sure how easy it is going to be for me to post my next week's Tuesday video, so I might be going on a hiatus. I apologize for that, but it probably is going to happen, just to warn you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe by hitting the Temptin' Red button down there right below the video, and come watch me do other makeup videos and some more Let Me Tell Yas. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I will see you next time. See you later. But I kept that diary around for so long that I could see in the diary entry that happened. So good job commemorating it, Ellie. Good job. That I am, let me tell ya.